Hello again, everybody. This is Derek, and I am coming back at you with another Wargaming and Miniature video. In today's video, we are doing what we call our store updates. As you know, I've got an eBay store, and I sell a lot of historical, sci-fi, fantasy, miniatures, and supplies. And if you're interested, you should go check that out. But what I try to do is weekly, I try to give my audience a heads up of what's going on in my eBay store world, right? So we have a couple of topics that we touch on. One of them is like what I'm working on, what I finished, what kind of products I've got in for the store, what kind of supplies I personally got in for making and building hobby for, like brushes or sometimes just even packing tape or something. I just give you, trying to be as transparent as possible, letting you see exactly everything that we're doing. And then finally, I touch on some news in the industry that I find impacts me. It might not impact you. If there's some esoteric news out there of some game that I don't play or I don't stock in the store, they got a new miniature coming out or something like that, I'm not going to talk about it. Because one thing, I don't play it, and I wouldn't stock it. So, but if it's something new that I'm considering or thinking about, yeah, I'll talk about that. Or if, there's new paints, or if there's new paintbrushes, or new type of flock, or something, I'll talk about that if I'm planning on stocking it or using it, or if I feel it's important to our hobby in general. I don't know if that makes any sense. All right, so I got a list of things that I want to talk about. And whenever I make a list, it usually goes by a lot faster, almost like I don't derange myself or not derange. I almost derail myself when I just start talking. Okay, so here we go. It is October 5th, and 2023, and we are, I feel like I'm 90% recovered from the evil demonic COVID. Okay, so first things I want to talk about is supplies. Over the last month or so, I haven't really been ordering any supplies or trying to get new stuff in the store, like brushes or paint or anything like that. I haven't really ordered any of that. But I did clean in my workshop area, gaming area, I should say. And I found a bunch of like Citadel brushes and old Armory brushes and Polyester brushes. And last night I went through and cleaned them and used brush soap on them and hot water, and I tried to reconstitute them, and I was very successful with these brushes right here. The green ones and this white one, they're new brushes. They're the ones I've been using recently, and this brown one too. But all the other brushes were from that box that I cleaned, and I had to throw away a good dozen brushes. But these, I think I successfully reconstituted. Their bristles are nice and pointy, and I think I'll be able to continue to use these brushes. Okay, so that's really the only supplies that I've got. And they're not really new supplies. Well, they are new, but I guess they're renewed. Okay, so the next topic is finished. Okay, normally what I talk about when I say what we've finished is what kind of squad or miniatures I've painted or terrain I've built or something like that. Well, I haven't done any of that, right? But what I did do is reorganize my entire gaming area and cleaned up, reorganized all the boxes and tubs, and changed the table because it was a ping pong table. I put that in the garage, it's stored. I actually pulled out my 4x6 homemade table, which is much better for gaming on, I think, like miniature gaming. And by reorganizing all the tubs, I was actually able to throw away a bunch of stuff that I had that I was collecting dust. You know, I've had for like 10 years and never touched. Like I can see a couple of things over there that I haven't touched in years, but I'm not throwing them away because I could see myself using those or whatever. Maybe not immediately and a lot of that stuff that I wasn't using was because it was on the shelf behind the ping pong table. So there was like no way to get to it. So now I've moved my paint to behind the game table and I can walk 360 all the way around the table. So if I ever need to get to that, I'm talking about spray paint like Krylon, Rust-Oleum, and Vallejo and Liquitex. All those spray cans are back behind the game table, and I can walk all around it. Now the game table is not completely empty. Whoa! I know this is at an angle, but it's not completely empty. There's actually like a foot of space behind that that backdrop. So, and I damaged the backdrop not too long ago. I got my packing tape stuck to it. When I peeled the packing tape off, it pulled some of the trees off. So I plan to go in and here. Let's use the fuzz. Right there. I plan to use a little green paint or something just to make it look less white. Okay, so, whoops. And then I hung up my flags, mainly just to disguise what's up there. And you can see some of the paint up there. But, and then there's a bunch of boxes underneath the table. But that allowed me to clean off my my personal shelf. This is almost all, not entirely, but this is almost all my personal collection over here. And you can see these white tubs. My head's in the way. You can see these white tubs, or I should say drawers. I was actually able to clear out all but like 2 of those, so they're empty, right? Okay, so what I did was, I know this is all part of the reorganization. You can see this. You know what? You can see this shelf right through there. Right? That shelf is pretty much empty except for that box right there. But it's pretty much empty in my camera. But that used to be all World War II. I used to have no place else to store it, so I put it on that shelf, and it was all World War II. And so now I've placed that in these like 4 drawers right there, tanks and infantry and all kinds of stuff. Yeah, so that's good. Now I need to reorganize. You can see that those 2 shelves right there, or I should say that one shelf has my Germans, Macedonians, and Republican Romans, and we'll talk about that here in the near future. I'm getting ready to do a Ancients update after this video. Okay, So basically, there was a lot of reorganization, a lot of cleaning. That's what I finished. That really, I felt like I could do that while I was at 70, 80%. Um, now that I'm at 85, 90% by now, I'm going to start working on my commissions. Okay, so that's the next topic of this video is what are you working on? Well, I started working on those commissions and I put together all the Germans and Russian infantry and half the Russian tanks. I still have a couple of Russian tanks to do, and then I can start painting that for that commission, get that out of here, and then I can start working on another commission. Because I have three, four, five, maybe. There's a few commissions. A couple of them are the same customer, but he's got two lots. You know what I mean? Okay, so so that's what I'm working on. I'm working on the commissions, and finally, okay, I got a nice order in from Rubicon Models. I got some World War II models. I got a couple of their new models in, the RSO and the 234. So if you're interested in those are on the site. Plus, I got in some, well, I'm not going to say I got it in because I've had it for years. But I had a collection of World War II 6 mil, 1 to 285th, GHQ, CNC. I have a lot of World War II, Germans and Americans, a lot of infantry, tanks, trucks, artillery pieces. And what I did was, in the years past, I had based them for Spearhead and color coded the bases to let you know like what battalion they were in. So I pulled out those color coded units and put them into lots. So I think I've got like, and some of the units are just a company or half a battalion or loose tanks because they weren't assigned to anything. I just had them in my collection. So what I did was I made some lots, like lot 1, lot 2, lot 3. I made like 6 lots, and I've already put them up on eBay. And crazy enough, I put them on there for dirt cheap, like 99 cents. So if you're interested in some micro armor, get it while it's hot, because there are people bidding on it, and I think it's up to, well, one of the lots is up to like $2. So it's still a good price. In addition to the 285th stuff, I put a bunch of my old 28 mil terrain on there. Like I have these trees, those are all on there, and hedges. Well, no, the hedges I haven't put up there, but walls I put on, fences, roads. You should go check those out. And those are also on there as an auction. So, I auctioned. I'm auctioning with a super low price, like 99 cents, to get eyes on it, and people might be interested in bidding. And like one of the items is up to like $9 or something like that. But basically, you could be able to take advantage of it. And there's still like 4 days left on some of the items. 2 days on some of the others. So if you want it, you gotta bid on it now. Okay, I also got in, or I should say, transferred from my work shelf or my own shelf onto my store shelf some World War II 15 millimeter armor and infantry. Now those are probably buy it nows. I don't think I auctioned. So those are like a set price. So if you're interested in those, plus there is a sale going on, but anything on 15 millimeter, there's a sale. Okay, I got some Boetta in. This is all old news, but I did get some Boetta in, and I put that on my shelf because it's almost all going to be for the campsites. I got Cromartie in. Those are Republican Romans, and so I'm not planning on adding anything to my Republican Romans in the immediate future. So I might build a unit just to see how easy it is to build, and then put the rest up on for sale. I don't know what I'm going to do with my Cromartie. They're beautiful models, so I don't want to get rid of them. Plus, I added a bunch of sprues, some Hanover infantry sprues, some British infantry sprues, some Chasseur sprues, because I had a ton of those. So I'm selling those for like $4 or something like that. But I also had some Dark Age Warrior sprues. I put them up there. And believe it or not, I had a Crimean Russian sprue. It's on there. So if you need an extra 4 or 5 Russians, I got that Crimean Russian sprue. And as you probably know, I put a bunch of Flames of War plastic tank sprues up. I did that last week or the week before. So if you're shopping for a Flames of War tank, get it from me, because if you go to Flames of War, you're going to be paying like $15 per sprue, and with me it's like $5. And there's a lot. I got a lot of those up there. Those are actually in a box over here. And okay, terrain, 285th, tanks, Old Glory. Okay, product, Old Glory. This guy right here. This is I ordered this a month ago, and I got it. I got it in today. Went out and checked the mail. Boom, it was there. I'm not going to open this on this video because I'm going to be making a Ancients update video, and I'll be opening it up in that video. So if you're interested in to see what kind of Ancients I got in, mostly Romans, but I think I got some elephants in there too, but we're going to check. This is probably going to go into my personal collection, because my next army that I want to start working on is the Caesarian Romans, or Marian Romans, or whatever you want to call them. And we'll talk about that in my ancient update, because there is kind of I have a focus change, so take a look at that. Okay, product. Oh, and I got in a Harn World book. I got in the Harn World. I'm going to do a review of the book because it's brand new, and but I got 2 of them, so I'm going to keep one. I'm going to sell one. Okay, last thing, news. The only thing I really want to say about news is my health. I'm doing good. Still not 100%, but I feel like I can function. I can, as you can see, I haven't been taking a whole lot of deep breaths. So I still got a cough, a nagging cough, but it's not as bad as my wife. She's coughing like constantly. I am going to be adding a bunch of tiles. I have a collection of D&D like dungeon tiles, and I have 3 sets. Well, I got more than 3 sets, but I'm going to put them in 3 lots. One is going to be hallways and dungeons and stuff like that, like you would find in your traditional level dungeons. And then I've got another set which is cavernous, which shows like caves and stuff like that. And then the third set is outdoor, like trees and campsites and stuff like that. So I'm going to try to separate those into 3 different lots, and I'm gonna sell those off. Might be an auction, might be a fixed price. I don't know. All right, and our sale for 15 millimeter ends on the 7th. So I'm thinking about starting another sale starting after the 7th, probably on 28 millimeter. Definitely on 28 millimeter. So if you're looking for 28 millimeter stuff, you might be able to wait until a little bit after the 7th. I'm not sure exactly when I'm going to start that sale, but and it'll probably go on till like the 7th of November. October, November, December, right? November. And then in December, I don't know if I'm going to have a sale or if I'm going, what I'm going to do. I'm going to see what our situation looks like. All right, so that is the store news. That's where we're up. I've got all my boxes under the table on the back side organized by size. So now it's going to be a lot easier for me to find boxes. Well, it wasn't hard before, but they were stacked vertically to the ceiling. And it was hard to like pull out certain boxes. Now they're in boxes along the floor, so I can just walk up to the box and pull one out. Yeah, I did a lot of good organizing. I'm really surprised that I've got a whole shelf empty over there, and I still have like there's boxes up there, but those boxes are completely empty, so they're like waiting for things to be put in them. Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for coming out and checking out this store update. I try to do these every week, not always, but stay tuned, and I will catch you in the next video.